fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. Oh, Max in the lead and he's got a big grin. Take the last lap, he's surely gonna win. But Tony lost a tire in turn 2 at Watkins, Glen. He took out the leader when he went for a spin. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Here tonight, these drivers will take the twists and turns here in New York. Tonight, these drivers are ready to see which one can battle here tonight for 30 laps in the Max and Tony's Collision Center. 30 tonight, presented by Red Light Racing. These drivers all have had their qualifying session already done here tonight. We're just about ready to start to kick things off here, because this is going to be the true test of the season. We have one road course. It's right here tonight at Watkins Glen. James Skelton has been the hot shoe, but let me tell you, he was not looking forward to tonight's race here at Watkins Glen. So we'll get ready to see. Let's get that starting lineup already underway here, and this is how they will line up tonight in the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30. Snagging the pole, it's a road course ringers on the front row. It'll be the number 42 of Max Terrion. To the outside of him, car number 8, that'll be Zach Mitchell. Chris Hammett back in P number 3 here tonight with how about Trent Potter, another top 5 qualifying effort. Car number 18 will roll from 4th. Ryan O'Donnell, he circled this one on the calendar. He'll start the number 98. Back in 5th. James Skelton, 3-time winner this season, past series champion. He'll start 6th. How about Jason Wells in car number 64? He'll go from 7th. Ethan Troutman into the 8th spot. Bill Benedict back into the 9th position, and Sean Single back in 10th. Eric Stout 11th with Mr. Murdoch back in 12th. 13th on the call will go to Michael Trevarthen, Tony Strano in 14th, Ken Allen, Brandon Feeney, Tim Combs, Jeffrey Souza, Dalton Williamson, and Luke Logan Allen. Josh Buckley, TJ Henson, Anthony Yenkello, Bruce Potter, Rob Higgins, and Bob Higgins tonight, rounding out the starting lineup. As you can see, short pace lap here tonight. That's because we start up on the back straightaway, so what do you say we just get this one underway? The green flag is out here in New York, and we're racing tonight in the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30. Everybody try to get down there to the bottom side of turn 1 and try to get up through the S's. Right about here is where the Max and Tony's Collision Center happened. And a little contact there between Zach Mitchell and Max Terriel. Everybody looking good. One driver a little high and wide there through the S's. That'll be number 12 of Eric Stout. Stout gets a little high. He'll lose the spot. There goes Mr. Murdoch. Murdoch trying to make the moves early in this one. He'll pick up a spot here on the opening lap. Oh! One driver going to go through the bus stop there. I saw it. Car number 90, the Lego Technics entry. That is Bill Benedict the third in car number 90. I'm sure he'll have a little bit of a penalty here. You may see him start to drop through the field. Here on iRacing, a lot of times it is a yield penalty, so it is a slow down before you go penalty. Lap 1 about to go in the books here, though. Max coming through the final corner. Max Terriel going to lead the first lap. Oh, and I think Zachary Mitchell just got into the outside wall there on the exit of the final corner. 2.5 miles on the opening lap. 1 minute and 18 seconds for your race leader of Max Terriel. Ryan O'Donnell sideways through turn 1. Got the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry down there on the curbing in turn 1. And that car got a little bit of out of shape. He'll lose the spot to Trent Potter and also lose the spot to James Skelton. Now here comes the alien. Jason Wells is back here tonight. There you see the alien wear. Number 64, the Chevrolet, will duck back in line. Not going to be able to make a pass through the bus stop here. Make a lot of ground up through the bus stop, but you cannot go double file. I'm sure at some point here tonight we may see a double file attempt made through there. And how about Troutman? There he is. Ethan Troutman is, well, the nice, fine gentleman who made the opening song tonight here for the broadcast. The Max and Tony's Collision Center song. It was AI generated, but all written by Ethan Troutman. So we got to thank Troutman for his, well, amazing rendition. I guess we got to give him credit, race fans. Trust me, if you missed it, we're taking a commercial break a little bit later on here tonight. And we'll make sure you hear that awesome song at least one more time. Zach Mitchell was able to lay down the fastest lap of the night here. There you see the number 8. He was able to lay down a 1 minute and 12 second lap on lap number 2. See him jump up over those curbs. Everybody pretty much spread out except for Jeffrey Souza as he works down the back straightaway there. Souza's going to get around Ken Allen. Souza not having a good qualifying attempt. One driver going to take the 17. That's the Mike's Hard Lemonade, number 17 of Tim Combs. Tim falling back 2 spots since the opening laps here tonight. The driver just behind him, though, TJ Henson. Not known for his road course racing ability. He is back here running into the 20th position. He's picked up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. And the driver that lost those 2 spots, it's the Goldfish, number 60 of Luke Logan Allen. There you see the number 60. He's back to running into the 22nd position. Well, a couple fans tuning in out there tonight. Ryan O'Donnell fans is what I'm gathering. There you see the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, the driver out of Canton, Michigan. Ryan has a new adventure that he's been working on, well, for a little while now. Of course, our post-race show brought to us by Ryan and the Shiny Things, a podcast about whatever you're into right now. Listen to the hosts talk about their interest at the moment, the shiny thing that has their attention. Or better yet, race fans, I see you out there tuning in tonight. How about we head on over to the Shiny Things, and how about we tell them what's on our mind and get them to talk about, well, the little shiny thing that we'd like to hear about. Catch them weekly talking about whatever is on their mind at the time. You know what's on Ryan's mind right now? Go get that 18. That's what's on his mind. He's got to get up there and get around Trent Potter and James Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell and his team competing in the Daytona 24-hour race. It is a mainstay here with Red Light Racing. The last couple of seasons, they've had a ton of podium finishes in the endurance races, so a lot of good road racers here tonight with the series. So Ryan currently has his Turbo Dork Radical paints. Number 98 running into the 6th position. Just ahead of him, that is Trent Potter in the Green Monster number 18 entry. Whole bunch of Fords up here. Out of the top 7 positions, 6 of them are Fords right now. There is a lone Toyota. There you see the Flowertown Animal Hospital. Number 86, that is James Skelton. Skelton started into the 6th position, currently running already in the top 5. He's running 4th right now. The first Chevrolet that you would come across when you look through the timing and scoring here tonight, it's the Alien of Jason Wells. Wells has lost a spot to Sean Single. So Wells started in the 7th position. He's back to running in 8th. One driver having a little bit of problems, and I was told it was the Goldfish entry. He was going fish. Trouble! Trouble in turn 1. There you see the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell sitting sideways here in between turns 1 and 2. Ryan trying to get it fired as the oncoming traffic. He has it refired. Can he get it backed up? He'll slowly back it up across the raceway, and he'll get it turned back into the right direction. Ryan will go from running 6th all the way back to the 25th position, and this is what happened to the number 98. Down into turn 1, trying to close in on the number 18 of Trent Potter. O'Donnell back to the gas, and oh, no. It just came right out from underneath him. Watch it back here, riding on board. Let's listen. Second gear through turn 1, just trying to get everything he could get. And just stranded. There's a little right front damage we did see on the replay. Ryan O'Donnell did get into the safer barrier down there, the tire wall. I think I just saw a little bit of sparks also out of the right front of the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Ryan will bring it to pit road here with just 24 laps to go. Tonight in our 30-lap main event tonight for the Max and Tony's Collision Center. So Ryan being scored in 25th here tonight. It's not going to be a night that he would like to have had. One driver having a little problems back here in the bus stop. It's the driver out of Pennsylvania. There you see Anthony Yankello. Yankello was off the track, and let's take the look. What happened to the number 79? And, oh, just missed it a little bit. Tried to straight line it. No harm, no real foul there. Out front as they work down the back straightaway in this 2.5-mile twist and turns. Speedway, there you see it. The 42 of Max Terrell, the 8 of Zach Mitchell. Zach getting through that bus stop, absolutely blistering there. Got to the back bumper of the number 42, but nowhere to go. Uh-oh, problems. Chris Hammett was sliding sideways through the corner there. He'll lose a ton of ground to your race leaders. He'll go from 2 seconds all the way back to 4 seconds. Was able to hold on to it, but boy, oh boy, was that a moment for the number 6 of Chris Hammett. These drivers here tonight, they are racing 30 continuous laps. Oh, problems for Yankello. Another issue through the bus stop. The Skyline Motorsports, number 79, driver out of Pennsylvania. What happened to Yankello this time? Through the bus stop he comes. Didn't want to go side by side with Luke Logan Allen. So these drivers, 30 laps is the distance here tonight as Ryan O'Donnell coming back out onto the speedway. Because this is a road course and they take absolutely so long under the caution flag, we will not have any cautions here tonight. So you see Ryan O'Donnell back out onto the speedway. His night is going to be pretty much done because he spun. He's now a lap down. 2 laps down to be exact. The caution flags will not fly here tonight. Local cautions only. Race leaders will come back around. Max Terriot has led them all here tonight at the Glen. Right on board with the race leader into turn 1. Let's ride with them up through the S's here. Little piece of one of them. Little rumble strips. All the way down to the second. Grab some curb, grab some curb. I'm being told Ryan O'Donnell had some issues again. He's back down to pit road. What happened to the number 98? Car very wounded here, and you saw him way out wide. Tucked it down there on the pit lane entry. And the Turbo Dork Radical Paints car back to pit road. As you see the race leaders battling here with 20 laps to go. Let's see, I believe we might be able to talk to the driver of the number 98. Let's see if we can get him dialed up here. He's down on pit road. Ryan O'Donnell, you got a copy? It's Roger up here in the booth.
Hey, Roger, how's it going?
Well, Ryan, it's going great for us. Unfortunately, you're down here on pit road. What happened out there tonight?
I think I gave it just a pinky toe, a little too much gas, and the back left rear was like touching the curb a little bit off of one, and then the whole car decided it was done with that.
How much damage is done to the car? We saw you hit the tire barrier over there with that right front.
Enough to force some repairs, and I'm sitting here trying to get some of the optional stuff done because that car still felt very broken. I tried doing a lap, and it just wasn't happening.
So what's the shiny thing on your mind?
Oh, boy, I think right now it's just, can I get the car back out on the track? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Well, we hope to see you back out there on the track, Ryan.
I hope to be out there, too.
There you have it. Just lost it just a little bit, and that's what's going to take him out of contention here tonight. There you see the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry. Joshua Buckley's been able to pick up 2 spots here tonight. A short track racer at best tonight here on the Twists and Turns. I did talk Joshua Buckley into one time running a modified race here. That's right, an asphalt modified race. And it was all my idea, and they said they're going to do it, and then I was absent. Took me a lot of convincing to get him to want to go here to Watkins Glen with a modified, and I got it, and then I just got busy and missed it. Can't believe it. One of my favorite tracks right here if you're going to run a road course at Watkins Glen. A lot of flow goes into this track to make you be able to run as fast as these drivers are, especially the two drivers that are out front. They have gapped the rest of the field by 4 seconds. Max Terrell leading Zach Mitchell. It's going to be a cat and mouse game, I do believe, here from now to the end of the race. First, it's going to be who comes to pit road first. I believe tonight's race will be won by the driver that is able to come to pit road first tonight and put 4 fresh tires on. Max really wants the redemption here, though. We call tonight's race the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30. That's because a few seasons back, Max Terrell, he doesn't like to talk about this, and he doesn't want to remember it, but that 42 dominated the night. It absolutely dominated. The final lap, we took the white flag. We got through turn 1, and unfortunately, the number 3 of Tony Strano had some issues going into turn 2. Lost a wheel on his machine, could not steer, was sitting in the middle of the speedway, and Max just came through at the wrong spot, the wrong time, and got taken out of the race lead. Was not able to pick up the win that night at Watkins Glen. So the joke is the Max and Tony's Collision Center race here tonight at Watkins Glen. I can tell you, we're trying not to bring it up a little bit later on. If Max was able to finish tonight out on a podium spot, he's looking like it's a good possibility with just 17 laps to go here tonight at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Tonight, race fans, not only do we got to thank you for tuning in here tonight, though, we got to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. A longtime sponsor here with the series, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Well, celebrating 20 years in operation in Ayer, Massachusetts. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply has everything you need to keep your car running in top-notch shape. Everything from alternators to belts to pulleys to windshield washer fluid. You even need those little air fresheners, the trees that you put in the mirror. They have them at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. There you see Rob Higgins tonight making the lefts and rights. Bob Higgins looks like he is not able to make the call tonight, but he's here. We thank him and his family for their continued support here on Thursday night with Monday night and Thursday night is what I wanted to say here with Red Light Racing. Drivers, though, making their way to pit road. Here comes Anthony Yankello, Jeffrey Souza, Joshua Buckley also coming to pit road. Josh Buckley looks like he's been into the wall a time or two. The left front on the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13, is crinkled up. Looks like one of my Busch beer cans. Crinkled. So they're the first drivers to come to pit road here tonight. Tony Strano and the Oscar Mayer Wiener entry out there battling. You see Ryan O'Donnell is back out onto the speedway. Multiple laps down right now. 5 laps down to the race leaders. Maybe he's got it all figured out. Not battling anybody for position at this time. At this point, it's just a little bit of pride out there for Ryan O'Donnell. Just ahead of him, that Oscar Mayer Wiener entry is the number 81 of Ken Allen. You do notice on the timing and scoring we have 2 Higgins. That's a father and son combination here on a Monday night. Well, there's also another father and son combination. There's the 81 Ken Allen. Ryan O'Donnell's night couldn't get any worse. The Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry pulling away, but oh boy, what a night it is for Ryan. You just want to talk about a wrong place, wrong time on that. Watch this back. Ken Allen going to try to step on the gas, and the car gets sideways over the rumble strip, and Ryan O'Donnell. Sometimes they tell me, well, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck. One of the race leaders coming to pit road here at the Flowertown Animal Hospital, number 86 of James Skelton, comes to pit road. He'll give up his top 5 running position. Here comes now Richard Murdoch, Michael Trevarthen, also coming to pit road. So those are some of the drivers coming in out of the front of the field. When is your race leader coming? I don't know. Let's take a look here down the... Well, I call this one a little bit of a short shoot for these drivers. Oh, Ryan O'Donnell is not going to park it Devin, he is actually already back out onto the speedway. He didn't even come to pit road to try and get the bumper clear. Race leader to pit road. Right here at the halfway point of this one. So he will be the first one to pit road. Zach Mitchell now out there. He's going to get to run a qualifying lap with nobody out in front of him. So this is the go like heck lap here for Zach Mitchell. With 14 to go, he'll come with 13 laps to go. I do presume he will come to, assume he will come to pit road here this time. Some other drivers have yet to come to pit road. You're looking at your top 4 drivers have yet to come. Zach Mitchell, Jason Wells, Ethan Troutman, and Brandon Feeney. Some drivers just taking 2 tires and fuel. Some drivers took 4 tires. Surprisingly, I don't think anybody got popped by the pit road police here just yet, which is good. See Mitchell through the final 2 corners here. Will he bring the number 8 to pit road? He will. Mitchell will get down to pit road speed. And this is a little odd for some of these drivers. Look down pit road here from this view. The pit stalls are on the right-hand side. That's not how it is on any other track, as you see the number 97 coming back out, TJ Henson. So these drivers have to practice coming into pit road with everything on the opposite side. They do the left side tires first. Normally we do the right sides first, but it'll be left side tires first. They'll come around, they'll jack up the right-hand side. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for the number 8 of Zach Mitchell. And a great stop by him. Where is Max Terriot, though? Here comes Max down the front straightaway. Will Zach Mitchell be able to get out of pit road? He's out of pit road. And he will take over what will be the top spot after everything cycles back through. A absolute perfect pit cycle for Zach Mitchell. One driver has yet to come to pit road, and it's the AI song generator number 62. There's the Ream Ford of Ethan Troutman. I expect to see him here in the next lap or so. He will lose the race lead. We will see where he funnels back out onto the raceway. So I told you, race fans, there was nobody that picked up a pit road penalty, and then I looked up again, and it's flashing on my screen. Eric Stout and Bruce Potter both getting pit road penalties. You can find Eric Stout back here running in 20th with the Six Rings Racing Toyota. And Bruce Potter is running back into the 21st position with that Duracell, number 59. So with Ethan Troutman coming to pit road, the battle is for the race lead, and Zach Mitchell has it. But last time by, Max Terriot was just a little bit faster. James Scout and the leapfrog Chris Hammett on the pit cycle. He now finds himself running 3rd. And oh boy, don't tell me Max doesn't want the race lead back, because boy, he is driving like a madman. Dalton Williamson had some problems. Let's take a look what happened to the number 61, the driver out of Florida. Dalton, you cannot park there. I'm telling you. It's not a good look. Right on board. Yeah, you just can't park there. That's what it looks like out in front of the race leader right now for Zachary Mitchell. Clear sailing. But behind him, that is a ferocious Max Terriot, the storm from the north. Well, we have Just over 10 laps to go, race fans. What do you say we take that commercial break that we've all been waiting for here and listen to this awesome song again from Ethan Troutman.
Knox in the lead and he's got a big grin. Take the last lap, he's surely gonna win. But Tony lost a tiring turn 2 at Watkins Glen. He took out the leader when he went for a spin. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. Oh, Max in the lead and he's got a big grin. Take the last lap, he's surely gonna win. But Tony lost a tiring turn 2 at Watkins Glen. He took out the leader when he went for a spin. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove.
An absolute classic that we will definitely have to play every time we come here to Watkins Glen. Uh-oh, and the driver that made the song, you see him sideways. Ethan Troutman in that Ream Ford has spun it between the final 2 corners here tonight. We're going to have to watch it back just like that. Here it is. Oh, you saw the 11 of Sean Single. Oh, boy, how about the 4 machine threading the needle somehow? Got it. Let's watch it. Riding on board with the 4. Absolute audible. Turn right. Picked up 2 spots, lost 1. So Jeffrey Souza called that a gain for him. There you see, though, Ethan Troutman did pick up the throttle and back onto the speedway there, back into the 12th position at this point. 8 to go. Where's the battle for the race lead? Well, it's starting to open up. Zach Mitchell is now getting a little over a second over the number 42 of Max Terriel, who's right there, and then a big gap back to, well, that's the 86 of James Skelton. James, one of those drivers out of South Carolina that loves to go fishing. If he was up here in the New York Finger Lakes region, oh boy, this guy wouldn't know what to do with himself. There's more lakes than he would know what to do with. There's more, well, walking trails, paths up here. It would be a paradise for him. I think the only thing he wouldn't like is the cold weather in the winter. And I think you have to be absolutely a little bit crazy to want to live in New York through the wintertime. I did try to convince my wife to move to Syracuse, New York, about an hour an hour north here of Watkins Glen. She went for it for a little bit, and then she didn't. Joshua Buckley just dipped a couple tires off there through the bus stop. Got it gathered up, though. There's a pass for position. Eric Stout going to get around the number 40 of Rob Higgins, throwing eggs at him out of the Higgins Hill Farms, number 40. Seven to go, and well, nothing's changed in the top 5 currently here. You just saw that pass for position. Stout was able to get around Higgins. Just behind them a little bit. I thought I saw... I don't know. I thought TJ Henson was somewhere and now he's off the track. So he's playing a Hocus Pocus Houdini. How about Richard Murdoch? Haven't talked much about Mr. Murdoch here tonight, but he is up 5 positions. Second most spots gained here tonight for Mr. Murdoch. Up 5, running 7th. He does have Bill Benedict III running right behind him in car number 90. Murdoch driving one of those lone Chevrolets out here tonight. Only 7 Chevys here tonight and a slew of those blue ovals and 3 Toyotas. So we'll see if Murdoch can hold on to that 7th spot, stay ahead of Benedict. There's the other Chevrolet. That is Jason Wells. He is running into the 6th position. The driver, though, that's picked up the most spots, it's the driver that was able to bob, weave, dodge, and miss that big wreck. There's the Souza Media, number 4, of Jeffrey Souza. Souza was just down at the Daytona International Speedway taking in the big race. That track was a 2.5-mile track at Daytona. Well, here tonight, 2.5 mile. But not as much banking. The speeds aren't as fast. Down the back straightaway, about 130 miles an hour. No beach here either. Rob Higgins taking it off-road just a little bit, the number 40 entry. And oh, Joshua Buckley having some problems too. See him down to the inside. There goes Feeney. There goes the 62 of Troutman. And that is a battle for position as we got 5 laps to go here on the Speedway. It'll be 5 more times around the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Uh-oh. Troutman losing the battle there to Feeney. Feeney trying to set sail and drive off into the sunset. So Ethan Troutman now back to running in 13th. And here's a battle. Mr. Shanika Single in the number 11 going around Jeffrey Souza. Coming into the night, Souza is locked into the playoffs, so he just has to get through this race here tonight at the Watkins Glen International Raceway with 4 laps to go. It looks like he should be able to do that. I say that, but a lot of turns here left tonight for that number 4 machine. Three-lap newer tires. I was wondering. I was looking for that on the scoring there. 3-lap newer tires for Sean Single also here tonight. Nothing's changed out front. The only thing that I just saw was Max Terriot get around the number 3 of Tony Strano up through the S's. Good thing Tony didn't find the wall, and good thing Max didn't hit Tony, or, well, this race would have definitely lived up to the name. Closest battle on the Speedway is Brandon Feeney and Ethan Troutman with 4 laps to go. They just have not been able to get away from each other. So there you see the Feeney call. Number 38 of Brandon Feeney. The Feeney's, well, adventure into the podcast world. I guess he says it's going to be gone. He's really enjoying his photography at the Speedway. He was just talking to me just a night ago, actually, about, hey, Roger, what do you think some of these pictures look like here? And I can tell you, for a driver that has no background in photography, Brandon Feeney and the Feeney Call Photography Group, they have some great photos. He was at a dirt track photographing some sprint cars up there in Canada. He had some street stocks also, and the pictures looking good. For a guy that never took pictures before, I tell you, I hope his iPhone has an extra backup battery and some space. I'm only kidding. Feeney actually went out and bought himself some camera gear. And he said, you know what? I'm just going to do it for fun. So the Feeney Call podcast may be going away, but the Feeney Call photography group is starting to take off. Trying to take off there away from the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Again, reminder, tonight's event song was brought to us by Ethan Troutman as he was able to calculate that out and get AI generated to make that song for us here tonight. We thank him for finding that and, bringing that to us. It's absolutely great. Battle here. James Skelton trying to hold off Chris Hammett with just 2 laps to go as the popsicle sticks were displayed this time as they all came out of the final corner. So Skelton trying to hang on to a podium spot here. Zach Mitchell is set on cruise control over a second and a half out front here tonight at Watkins Glen. Tony Strano going to possibly give way here to the 2 leaders, and it looks like he's going to go straight. He's going to give Skelton and Hammett the racing groove. Strano's back running 15th right now, respectively, 1 lap down to the race leaders. Couple drivers out of tonight's race, TJ Henson, Dalton Williamson, Anthony Yankello, and Bob Higgins not able to make the call. White flag coming out this time by here for your race leader. Zach Mitchell has 2.5 miles yet to go because the white flag is out, brought to us tonight here by the Feeney Call. It's the final lap of the race. So as he's up and out of turn 1, headed up the S's already for the final time here tonight for Zach Mitchell and Max Terriot. It is James Skelton trying to hold on to the final spot. We'll watch this one. Keep a close eye on the ticker from Mitchell and Terriot, but right now this is the closest battle, and it is for a podium spot. Sean Single did actually just get back around Jeffrey Souza, and now Single's going to try to get around Michael Trevarthen. As you see them coming into the final corner, they will take the white flag here. So got a couple cars back there battling through the bus stop for the final time for a couple of our front runners. Final time through this little bit of a short chute. And into the final corner here tonight. Zach Mitchell looking to lock himself in right now here at Watkins Glen. The Max and Tony's Collision Center 30 will go to the driver of car number 8 here tonight, Zach Mitchell, picking up the big win. Max Terriot will finish second, the third and final podium position that will go to James Skelton. So Skelton will hold off Chris Hammett. Here comes Trent Potter. He'll look to get himself through the final corner. The Monster Energy, number 18, will finish 5th here tonight. The highest running Chevrolet here tonight coming out of the final corner, the Alienware, number 64 of Jason Wells. He will come across here tonight, and looks like Murdoch gonna battle it all the way to the end. Murdoch will finish P number 7 in his Chevrolet. There's Bill Benedict the third. He'll finish in 8th. 9th will go to Shanika Single, and 10th will go to the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. 11th will go to Jeffrey Souza. 12th to Brandon Feeney, maybe? Looks like Ethan Troutman was able to get back around Brandon Feeney there for the 12th position out of the final corner. Coming up here in just a couple of moments, as you see Zach Mitchell on his cool-down lap, his victory lap. He right now is our winner here tonight, unofficially from the Watkins Glen Raceway. You see him. He'll do the donuts here tonight. We'll get our post-race show brought to us by the Shiny Things Podcast. Remember, the Shiny Things Podcast is a podcast about whatever you're into right now. Listen to the hosts talk about their interest at the moment. The shiny thing that has their attention, or better yet, race fans, all of you out there tonight, I challenge you, head on over to the Shiny Things and tell them what you want to hear from them. Because I know right now you want me to stop talking. You want to hear from our podium finishers. We're going to talk to Zach Mitchell, Max Terriot, and James Skelton right after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And just like that, welcome back to the Watkins Glen International Raceway here tonight for the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30-lap feature event here tonight from the Twists and Turns in New York. Tonight's race was a good one, but don't take my word for it. Take it from the drivers. So let's head trackside here tonight for the Shiny Things post-race show, and let's kick things off with the driver that finished third. James, not a road course racer and not a top 5 starting spot for you tonight, but you're able to rally and finish on the podium.
Yeah, Roger, I'll really take that tonight. Zach and Max are in a league of their own, and I think I cut the gap a little bit. During the middle of that first stint, I was even with them. They got like 4 or 5 seconds, and then they really weren't going anywhere. So they're just really, really good on the fresh tires. So props to them. And after the little practice race last night, my goal was to beat the 6, and I barely beat them. So I'll take a 3rd place finish. That was awesome.
Yeah, a little bit of a challenge late in this one. The tires, how were they out there? As I noticed, no tires on this 86 all night.
Yeah, for sure. It was weird in the braking zones. It felt fine. I wasn't getting loose or anything, but I was actually just pushing tight, especially the last right-hander. I think it was 7 to get on the front stretch. It's usually one of my better corners, at least I think it is. And it's just hard to get the gas down. So I was just managing, my gap, and I was hoping that once Chris got behind me that maybe he'd get a little tight and couldn't get a run, and it was kind of working. I think he tried to give me the boot scoot at a 6, but I don't know. It all worked out.
Well, after tonight, we head away from the twists and turns here, and we're boot scooting boogie over to New Hampshire for the Swoosh 90. 2 very odd tracks back to back.
Yeah, New Hampshire, that's a fun track. I like the flat tracks. I usually do pretty good. Hopefully we can keep the streak going. It's probably my best start to the season I've ever had with red lights. So what car are we in next week?
The Xfinity car.
Sweet, I'll take it. So yeah, I'll put the time in and see what happens.
Well, we look forward to seeing you there. Before we let you go, who's on the side of the number 86 here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I have the Weiss Vet Clinic, Flowertown Animal Hospital on the side, so I always love supporting them. Thank you, Roger, for everything you do. We had a really good turnout for a road course. Some guys don't really like it, so thanks for whoever the sponsor was who put the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30 up. That's pretty cool. And then all the drivers, all the fans that were watching, all of our sponsors, and we'll see everybody next week.
There you have it, James Skelton. He's ready to go for his Moonlight Walk tonight as he walked himself into the top 3, a 3rd place finish for James Skelton. The driver that finished 1 spot ahead leads the most laps here tonight, Max, a redemption race for the number 42. It doesn't look like too many scratches on there, but just 1 spot short.
Yeah, Zach was definitely the fastest. He kept behind, probably saved some fuel, some tires, and had 1 lap better tire, and he managed to make a flawless race, so congrats on him. And yeah, for Watkins Glen, I'll take a 2nd place. Usually doesn't end that well at the end or during pit stops, so from lap 1 to lap 30, I was able to keep it straight. And with these cars and the platform they have under, it's it can be sketchy on the rumble strips, but it worked out good tonight.
You talk about pitting. This is the one and only track we come to on the tour. That pit road is on the right-hand side. How difficult is that for one race out of the year to make that adjustment?
Maybe the virtual pit crew, not for me. The most difficult part is actually going downhill on pit road. Since having pit number 1, that's where I roll the most downhill, and I've been nabbed for speeding before here. It can be easy to just, with momentum and with 40 miles per hour, it's pretty slow, so it's easy to go over. That's what I check the most.
Well, not a victory lane dance here tonight for you, Max, but a great redemption comeback to, well, New York here. So what do you say? Who's on the side of the number 42, which still looks pristine here tonight?
Yeah, it's always my friend from Maxim Knitting on the car. Also want to thank my fiance and my dad watching on 33 broadcasts. Congrats again to Zach on the win, and James managing 30 laps on 30 laps on one set of tires. That's pretty good. And yeah, Ethan, I think had the original idea for this sponsor for this race, so that was funny when he mentioned it, when he presented it, and then went one step above with that AI generated stuff. So he's got a creative mind.
So a great run here tonight for Max. He'll finish P number 2 after leading the most laps, but the driver that will come in here tonight and pick up another victory at Watkins Glen. I guess we're just going to have to call you the ringer, Mr. Mitchell, because this is not your first win on a Monday night where you were able to go to victory lane at Watkins Glen. It seems like you've wrote the book on the boot.
Yeah, the last time me and Max had a good race going on, just like we had tonight, but he's fun coming out of pit road, so I'm glad we were able to at least battle to the end. It was fun.
You talk about fun. What makes this track here so much fun behind the wheel?
It's a pretty simple road course. It's not a lot of technicals. You can throw it into the corners. There's not any, there's some S's, but not like Sonoma or like Coda like we did last season, where you got to be super technical. You can just kind of throw it around. Makes it a lot of fun, and these cars are pretty fun to drive on a road course. They still don't like to turn, but overall Watkins Glen is probably one of the easier road courses. Just makes it fun.
It also makes it fun when you're able to go to victory lane. This is now your 3rd win here with the series at Watkins Glen. You have 4 other wins. You probably can't even tell me where they're at, but you have 3 here at this track. So would you say this is the track that you hope that we see every year on the schedule?
No, I like switching up. I actually don't like Watkins Glen, if you can believe it. I think it's too boring. But it's an easier road course, and I know Josh and the admins probably like coming here because it gets, like, we had a really good turnout tonight, which we don't really have a good turnout on road course nights because a lot of guys don't like them. But I would prefer to run, GT3 cars, so running road courses is more my speed. So I put the practice in, and it shows, obviously, but I don't know. It's I wouldn't mind it being on the schedule again, but I'd like other tracks.
So now you don't have to worry about the regular season here. You now lock yourself in at Watkins Glen, and it's early enough in the season now at this point. What do you do for the next 5 races as we go to New Hampshire, Indianapolis, Charlotte, North Wilkesboro, and Bristol?
I just try to win. New Hampshire is not a bad track for me. I like Indy Oval. I've been begging the guys to put it on the schedule for a long time, so we get that. Charlotte, not very good. Wilkesboro, it's where I got my first ever win. I can remember all my wins in red light, I think. That was my first one. And Bristol, I'm not very good at Bristol, but we'll just work on getting how to be fast for the playoffs. Some of the playoff tracks aren't my favorite. 2 out of the 4 in the first 2 rounds aren't my favorite, so just work on different things on how to be faster.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot now. You said you know them. Let's list them. Where have you won?
All right. North Wilkesboro in the 87 car. Gateway in the Gen 4 car with some controversy on that one because I had to win because I was going to miss the next playoff. I won at Sonoma one time. That might be it, because I won 3. I don't recall actually the third win that I had here, so I know the last 2, but I don't remember the other one that you said I got here.
Well, you've won at
And
the
I won.
Indy Road Course. You won,
Won the road course.
in 2023. You won with the Cup car here at Watkins Glen. Then we came back in 24. Well, actually, never mind. See, look, we already updated the stats for once.
Oh.
See,
you go.
there you go. You got 5. Look at that. But hey, what do you say we roll the red carpet out here tonight and let you go back here and celebrate with some of your friends?
Yeah, I can't thank the guys at Forex Racing enough. It's always fun to strategize with them and practice with them and help them become better. They consider me like the road course guy, and helped Chris tonight, which was a big help for him. But we always have a lot of fun coming out every Monday with the 4 of us. Can't thank Josh, James, and Richard, the admins, enough for putting it on. Give me something to do on a Monday night. Thank you, Richard, for putting on a good show for me to go watch later. Usually watch it on Tuesday mornings when I get to work. Thanks to Ethan for putting the Max and Tony's Collision Center on. That was a pretty good, pretty funny idea he came up with, because we've never let Tony live that down, even though it's been 5 or 6 seasons since that happened. So I just can't thank all the guys at Red Light Racing enough.
Well, there you hear it. He called me Richard. My name may be Roger. You just never know what these drivers call me out here tonight. Zach Mitchell, I'll call him. He's the winner tonight of the Max and Tony's Collision Center 30. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to all the top podium finishers here tonight. You heard from them. Chris Hammett, Trent Potter round out the top 5 finishers here tonight at Watkins Glen. So Watkins Glen is in the books. That means we're staying north. So we're just going to head a little east. We're going to go to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway next week. September the 9th is the next time we bring you live racing action here with these drivers on Monday night. So race fans, for everybody at the Max and Tony's Collision Center, everybody with Red Light Racing, everybody with Checkered Flag, and all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the virtual Watkins Glen International, as we leave you with this awesome AI-generated song brought to us by our friend Ethan Troutman. Race fans, stay safe, and I'll see you in Turn 3.
Knocks in the lead and he's got a big grin. Take the last lap, he's surely gonna win. But Tony lost a tire in turn 2 at Watkins Glen. He took out the leader when he went for a spin. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. Oh, Max in the lead and he's got a big grin. Take the last lap, he's surely gonna win. But Tony lost a tire in turn 2 at Watkins Glen. He took out the leader when he went for a spin. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best in the racing groove. It's a wild ride and the action's intense. For collision repair, there's no need for suspense. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the track's real friend, will fix up your car so it's ready to win. For every crash and every dent, we're on the move. Max and Tony's Collision Center, the best